Apple's iPhone 5 event recap leaked images of the iPad mini surfaced to the internet, and the world's first ever Super Retina Display smartphone is revealed. All that more coming up on this episode of Freshly Brewed. But guys, before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over and sit on down. Take a big old swig from your mobile cup of Joe. Hey there, boys, girls, him, hers, he, she's, and it's. I am your host, Joe Marin. Let's kick off this episode of Freshly Brewed by talking about Apple's iPhone 5 event recap. Apple's iPhone 5 event took place on Wednesday, September 12th, and 3 new products were announced at the event, but we're going to start out the recap by talking about Apple's new iPod Nano. Now, the new Nano is only 5.4 millimeters thin, which is the thinnest iPod that Apple has made to date. Now that includes Shuffle, Classic, the Touch, the Nano. No, every single version of iPods Apple has made, this is the thinnest one they have made to date, which is awesome and is going to be help the portability-ness of the device a whole lot. Now the iPod Touch also has a 2.5-inch multi-touch display, which is twice as large as the display found on the previous version of the iPod Nano. Now, 2 other features are included with the iPod Nano, and that is the inclusion of Bluetooth 4.0 and FM radio. Now, Bluetooth 4.0 is really going to help the device be more portable as well as the thinness of it, because now say you're on a jog or something, or you're at the gym, people like using their Nano at places like this because it's really portable. But now with Bluetooth 4.0, you can take your Nano there and connect a pair of Bluetooth compatible headphones or speakers, listen to them there, and now you don't have to worry about a wire getting in the way of your weight or your arm when you're running. So like I said, really going to help the iPod Nano be more portable, and it seems like that's what Apple is focusing on with the Nano, trying to get it to be more portable of a device. Now, FM radio is another new feature with the Nano, and FM radio allows you to stream your favorite FM radio stations, but it also has a cool little feature in it called Live Pause. Now, what is Live Pause, you ask? Well, it's actually a lot what it sounds like. It allows you to pause a live broadcast of an FM radio stream, and you can pause it, say you have to leave your iPod Nano for whatever reason, pause it, go do whatever you have to do, come back and resume your station from where you left off. And if you want to catch up back to the live broadcast with one touch of a screen, you'll be able to do that. But another cool inclusion with the FM radio on the iPod Nano is that you can rewind the FM radio stream as far back as 15 minutes. So, say there's a song on there you really like, or there's a discussion going on NPR or something you really enjoy, you can rewind that and listen to it again, which is a really, really cool inclusion with the new iPod Nano. Now, the new Nano only has 1 model available, and it includes 16 gigabytes of onboard memory with no available option to expand the memory, and only costs you $149, which is a really good price. So if you are a music fanatic, or you really like having your music with you and you like having a sleek device to listen to your music on, and you really want it to be very portable, it sounds like the iPod Nano is going to be able to do just that, and I really support this. It's super portable with the inclusion of Bluetooth 4.0, the thinness of it, and FM radio, and for only $150 for 16 gigabytes of memory, this is a really good deal. So I'm giving the iPod Nano 2 thumbs up because I really like it. Like I said, it's pretty much a music lover's dream if you want to have a sleek and thin device that looks sexy, but it's also going to be very portable and be able to hold all the music you want to listen to. Now, the other new product announced at Apple's iPhone 5 event was the new iPod Touch. The new iPod Touch brings along a 4-inch Retina display, dual-core A5 processing chips, which is said to be twice as fast as the previous version of the Touch, a rear-facing 5-megapixel iSight camera, and it'll also include iOS 6 out of the box, which includes over 200 features, also including Siri for your new iPod Touch. The cheapest model of it is a 32GB version, and it costs $299, and if you want to get more memory with your iPod Touch, you're going to have to shell out $399 for a 64GB version. Now, I personally think this is a terrible move for Apple to make with the iPod Touch. There's a really good features with it, the camera, iOS 6, and larger display and everything, but that's a lot of money, $299, that's $300, and that's for the lowest and cheapest version of the new Touch, and it really doesn't make sense to me. Why would I get a 4-inch device, even though it's got iOS 6 and everything, but why would I get that for $300 when for $200 I can go out and buy, an Amazon Kindle Fire HD or Google's Nexus 7, it's $100 less, and I get 3 more inches of screen real estate on my device. And in mobile technology, 3 more inches of screen real estate is huge. And you really, no matter what product you're getting, but especially with mobile devices, 3 inches is a huge improvement when you're talking about screen size. And also with the Nexus 7 and the Kindle Fire HD, you're getting better Wi-Fi antennas, better displays, better processors, better front-facing cameras, and sound and everything. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why I would purchase, an iPod Touch when for, like I said, $100 less I can get a really good tablet like the Nexus 7 or the Kindle Fire HD. So I know people are still going to buy these. These are great, presents for kids and stuff because they can still have iOS like their friends do, but they don't have to, the parents don't have to pay a huge monthly bill for them. But it's just that the pricing really has me worried, especially with another news story we're going to be talking about later today. Now, the final product that was announced at Apple's iPhone 5 event is, can you guess it? The iPhone 5! How'd you guys know? But the iPhone 5 also brings along a larger 4-inch Retina display, finally 4G LTE connectivity on Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon, an A6 processing chip which is said to be twice as fast as the A5 processing chip, a new redesigned body which is said to be 18% thinner and 20% lighter than the previous iPhone 4S, and also will include an 8-megapixel rear-facing iSight camera, and it will start at $199. Now, while the iPhone 5 brings along a lot of improvements from the 4S, I really don't feel as excited for it as I did for the 4S, and that's because with the iPhone 5, about 2 months or so prior to the announcement on September 12th, we had seen so many leaked screenshots and images and videos and specs for the iPhone 5 that it really wasn't a surprise, because really all those leaked rumors and pictures and everything were very accurate to what the final product of the iPhone 5 was, which really disappoints me because there's no surprise or wow factor element to the announcement of the iPhone 5. With the 4S, we didn't really know anything about it before it was announced, which had magic to the announcement of it and brought that wow factor, like, this is an improvement, I did not know about this or see this coming. But with the iPhone 5, that's a completely different story. We already knew pretty much everything about this device, which, like I said, takes away the wow factor for me. That's obviously not taken away from the sales of this device, though, because the first day that it became available for pre-order, Apple practically sold out of the device. So it's obviously not affecting the sales, but it just degrades the wow factor and the magic factor of the device. So it's still a good phone, but just not as magical as I was hoping it would be. And also, when you look at other Android and Windows phones, 4 inches is about the starting point nowadays for smartphones. While there are still some 3.5-inch phones coming out, 4 inches is about the starting point of phones. That's just where we're going in smartphones nowadays. Look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The thing has a freaking 5.5-inch Super AMOLED display, which is crazy. I like the large screen real estate, so it's nice that Apple is getting into the game with a 4-inch screen. But just that Android and Windows phones have been doing this, especially Android, for longer periods of time now, and especially 4G LTE connectivity. Android has been doing this for a very long time now, it seems like. Apple is just getting that, so really not revolutionary when it comes to the screen size and not revolutionary when it comes to things like connectivity. And the camera, iSight, the cameras that Apple has been putting on their devices recently, is a great camera and the pictures look really good, but then look at what Nokia is doing with their PureView cameras. 41 megapixels is insane, so once again, not that revolutionary. Look at the processing chip, A6, while it looks really snappy and really fast, Snapdragon has done some ridiculously cool things and really fast things with their processors recently. So has Nvidia with their Tegra 3 processing chips. Once again, not that revolutionary. So Apple's iPhone 5, it's still a really great improvement over the 4S, but it's just not as revolutionary as the 4 or the 4S was, because Android and Windows phones are actually surpassing the iPhone 5 right now. Technology changes so fast, and Apple just seems like they're trying to play catch up with the recent phones that have been announced or released in the past year or so. But like I said, iPhone 5 is still a great improvement, but just not as revolutionary as we were hoping it would be. So iPhone 5 is still a great device. Will you be picking one up? Comment below and let me know. Now, 2 things that will come equipped with all of these devices we have been talking about, the iPod Nano, the iPod Touch, and the iPhone 5. 2 new things. One of those being the new earbuds. Apple has completely redesigned the new earbuds for these devices, and they have a new earbud which they're calling the EarPod, which is supposed to sound much better than the previous versions of the earbuds, which I'll have to hear for myself, because those earbuds that shipped with Apple products always left something to be desired. So I guess it is good that Apple is trying to improve on these, but we're gonna have to wait and hear them for ourselves before we can actually give a final verdict of these new earpods. Now, the other thing that is being implemented with all these devices and other future Apple devices, which we will also see in a later story we have today in this episode, is the new dock connector. Now, Apple is getting rid of the 30-pin dock connector, which has been on their devices for almost over a decade now. and they've got a new one which they're calling Lightning, but is basically just micro USB. So with Lightning, Apple said it's going to be much more durable than the 30-pin dock connector, going to be faster, and it's just going to be better overall. Now if you're thinking, well, what if I have accessories, that still use a 30-pin dock connector, and I want to get a new Nano or a new Touch or new iPhone, new device in the future from Apple, don't worry, Apple has a dongle that you can buy, a 30-pin to Lightning dock connector for $30, which is great that Apple is trying to improve on their dock connector, but this is really just a marketing scheme for Apple to get more money, because they could have easily done this with, a micro USB dock, but they made another new one with Lightning. It's a marketing scheme in the end, but I guess it is good that Apple is trying to improve with their dock connector. But like I said, it's a marketing scheme. Apple's getting more money for it, so it's still good that for us, we're getting a faster dock connector, but we are going to have to shell out $30 for dongle if we have accessories. So they're making money on the accessories in the dongle, so it's just marketing. Everyone's got to make money though in the end, so it's very irritating, but I'm sure once we get our hands on the new devices, we're not going to be as irritated with it in the future. But that about wraps it up for the Apple iPhone 5 event recap. So that's actually going to be our question of the week. Comment below and let me know, what did you guys think of the iPhone 5 recap? Were you pleased with the devices announced? Were you let down by them? Comment below and let us know. And while we're on the subject of Apple, bolopad.com recently leaked 2 more images of the iPad mini. Now the iPad mini has been rumored since 2010, but the rumors have been getting quite stronger recently, and all rumors are pointing towards Apple having an event for the iPad mini sometime in October, but that's not stopping people from releasing these leaked images of the iPad mini. Like I said, our most recent one comes from bolopad.com, and in these 2 pictures we can see that it looks like the iPad mini will have that 7.85-inch display that many other websites have been rumoring. We're not going to get really any legit info on the iPad mini until October supposedly, but it's just fun to look at these rumors. I'm not really getting as excited for the iPad mini as I thought I was. When I first heard about these rumors a few months ago, I thought it'd be really cool to have an iPad mini, but after I saw the pricing of the iPod Touch, $299 being their cheapest model, I'm not so sure about the iPad mini anymore, because I'm concerned about how Apple is going to price it, with an iPod Touch being $299, how much are they going to sell the iPad mini for? If they want to be successful, they're going to have to keep around the $200 price range, $250 at the max. So I'm a little concerned though for the iPad mini. I'm really not wanting one anymore. That could be because I have a Nexus 7 out and with the Kindle Fire HD announced. So Apple, they're going to have to try to fight for this 7-inch tablet market. But like I said, guys, we will see in October, and you can be sure that we will be talking about it here on Freshly Brewed. But until then, we just have these pretty little images to look at until the time comes. And in our next story of the week, we're talking about Rovio. And guys, I know we talked about Rovio in our last show, but Rovio has released another trailer for their game Bad Piggies. The trailer we showed last week was merely a teaser trailer. This trailer we have today is a full-fledged trailer, and we actually get a look at some gameplay for Bad Piggies. Now in Bad Piggies, we will obviously be taking control of the pigs instead of the birds, and we'll be using all these funky little tools and gadgets to build these awesome little constructions and vehicles to help the pigs escape to glory and freedom and away from those pesky birds. Now guys, I have the trailer playing up here, but if you want to view the full thing for yourself, there's a link in the description below to check out the full trailer for yourself. And Bad Piggies is set to release on September 27th for iOS, Android, PC, Mac, and Windows 8 platforms. It's coming to everything. So Bad Piggies, are you guys looking forward to it? I'm actually looking forward to it a lot, because like I said, Angry Birds is fun. I said this in the last episode. Angry Birds is fun, but it's going to be really cool to get a perspective from the pig side, and I'm really excited and looking forward to Bad Piggies when it comes out on September 27th. And in our last story of the week, we're talking about Oppo! O-P-P-O. You guys ever heard about Oppo? I know I sure as heck didn't until earlier this week, but Oppo's latest and greatest product is their Oppo Find 5 Android smartphone. Now we're going to get some heavy and detailed specs, so I'm bringing out my trusty little dandy Nexus 7 here to help us out with those. So guys, the Oppo Find 5 has a 5-inch Super Retina HD display. And you know what that means? It means it has a 1920 by 1080 HD display with 441 ppi or pixels per inch. Now to compare, you can see right there, the iPhone 5 only has a 1136 by 640 Retina display with 326 ppi or pixels per inch, which is still good. But guys, look at that. Look at how much greater the Oppo Find 5's display is. Let that sink in, okay? Just picture this. You have a 1080p HD TV at your house, right? Okay, so you're watching TV on there, 1080p. Just picture your TV here, shrinking down more, past a computer, past a laptop, past a tablet and into a phone. TV, 1080p HD, Oppo Find 5. Let it sink in. This is it's so awesome. Let it sink in for a minute. You getting the full effect here? I can't show you with a camera how good this Oppo Find 5 is going to be because I don't have one, first of all, and also because it's through a camera lens. But guys, 1080p HD on a smartphone. That is just so freaking amazing. But of course, that's not all the Oppo Find 5 has to offer. The Oppo Find 5 also has a quad-core Snapdragon S4 processor, which completely blows NVIDIA's Tegra 3 processing chips out of the way. Even blows this Nexus 7 right here. My Nexus 7 with its quad-core NVIDIA Tegra 3 1.3 GHz processor blows it out of the water. It's so much faster than this right here. It also has Android 4.1 Jelly Bean out of the box, which is in itself like crazily impressive. It also comes in 16 or 32 gigabytes of memory with an option to expand it with micro SD card slot, and the thing even has 2 gigabytes of RAM. 2 gigs of RAM, that's like a freaking computer. This thing is insane. It's like the god of Android phones, or just phones in general. This thing is insanely powerful. No word yet though where it's going to be released. We don't even know if it's going to come to the United States. We don't know about its global release yet. We also don't know how much the price is going to be and if it's even going to come to any carriers here in the US. Hopefully we get an unlocked version though, because I want this thing so bad. I'm so excited for this. I'm just hoping in my heart that it comes to America. So Oppo, please let your Find 5 come to America. You have a funny name. It's not as bad as Anal though, which we talked about in our last episode, but come on Oppo. Your phone sounds just beautiful and amazing and I want it. Do you guys want the Oppo Find 5? You have to want it. That's not our question of the week because you already had one, but that also would be a stupid question because who would not want this phone? But guys, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of Freshly Brewed. Quick note though, on our Mobile Cup of Joe Facebook page, I did write a post about how we would not have enough time to upload videos every week like we're doing on Friday around 5 o'clock. That is false though. I did post that because I didn't think at the time we'd have the time to do that. But recently something has come up that will allow me to post the videos continually on Friday or before Friday. So we will still have new videos every week. They may not be specifically on Friday. They could be earlier, but no later than midnight on Friday night. So I just wanted to update you guys about that. But guys, if you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so. It really helps support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button somewhere at the top of your screen. 2 clicks with your mouse and or finger, and you're going to show your support towards the show so much. And if you want to stay in touch some more, you can follow me on Twitter, where I am at J_Mars97. And go ahead and like us on Facebook. We're Mobile Cup of Joe for your latest mobile technology news. Guys, I am your host, Joe Marin. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Freshly Brewed. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.